Welcome to the FSC podcast. Here's Avery, PJ, and Nick.
The league office is now in session. Welcome to the Fantasy Sports Concierge Podcast, where we talk fantasy sports, anything we want. Hit us up on fsconcierge.com. If you need help managing your league, we manage your league so you don't have to. You can just have fun managing your team. I'm Avery. I'm here with PJ and Nick, my fellow GMs. And we are going to talk. This is the first time we get to talk about LeBron James to the Sixers, who the only person who actually got it right was PJ. Nick said somebody else. I said
no. I
else.
said the fucking.
No, that part of the pod. Producer Reek actually cut that part of the pod where we talked about it because it was kind of fun.
I got to be honest. My podcast notes were Nick was right, I was wrong. That was it. That was it. That's all I had on LeBron. Nick was right.
And that's the last time that we'll be able to say that because Nick is getting married soon. And as soon as you get married, you're never right again. Not only are you never right again, you lose your TV and your guest room.
Yeah.
So Nick, you got LeBron and you got a really hot wife, but you lost your TV and your guest room. How's it feel?
I'll take it, man. It's a good trade-off. I'm slowly losing everything, dude. I'm losing the grips of everything.
Good answer.
I want to address the dumbest kind of conversation around LeBron to the Sixers that I've heard so far is the 3 balls. There's only 1 ball. Like, all right, guys, that's not even clever.
No, I mean, they said that he's gonna be the playmaker. That's what they said today, is that they expect him to take over the playmaking role. And like we can remember, like Maxi's best seasons when Harden was our playmaker. You know what I mean? So like Maxi does better when he's running kind of like a 2. So I'm all for LeBron being the point.
I saw on the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast, they actually showed a little stat, and Maxi off the catch for the last 4 years shoots like 40% plus, and Maxi off the dribble shoots mid to low 30s. So yeah, do you think LeBron brings the ball up all game? Is he essentially like our point guard?
Yeah, I do.
I think
his assists jumped to like 10 this year, but maybe his points dropped down closer to 20. You know, I think that's incredible to have. For
who's the player that is going to average under 20 that on this team that like you wouldn't expect?
VJ,
definitely.
Well, no, aside from VJ, of the other 4, you think they all average over 20?
VJ and Embiid.
Oh, well, I think LeBron has the best chance of.
I think Embiid, just because the smart thing to do would be to play Embiid 25 minutes a night in the regular season.
They're not doing that. That won't happen. Smart thing. Come on. So throw that out. That's not happening. So I said average points per game. It can't be Embiid.
Why can't it? Who plays more minutes this season, LeBron or Embiid?
Minutes doesn't.
That's a tough one. I mean, but that's a tough one to because Bron only plays 60 games a year.
Yeah, but Embiid doesn't even do that.
You said who plays more minutes per game or who plays more minutes?
Both, either one. I would say both. The answer to both of those is LeBron.
The question is average points per game because you said LeBron averages 20. And then if you said he's averaging 10 assists, maybe this is the year where LeBron doesn't average 20. He just hit the number 20.
That's what I think.
He just hit 20 last year. Dude, Embiid, you can't double team him. He's gonna have his way. When he's on the court, he's gonna have his way with everybody. What are you gonna do? Put him in the corner?
Well, I think that this year we're gonna see less high post with him, where he gets the ball out the high post and he starts becoming a main facilitator for the offense that's run.
Why would you?
Because that's what they would do last year. They would give the ball to Joel at the top of the perimeter, and then they would base their sets around that where the ball is.
Yeah, but
where Joel
he gets
has
the ball
at
in the
top of
post.
Yeah, now he doesn't need to do that.
Now.
Yeah. Now it takes more out of you to be in the post, though. You know.
He put on
There's
15
more.
pounds of muscle, as apparently from the reports I read. He's a lot heavier right now, and he's building himself up for that. If he's on the floor, right, he's gonna get utilized.
I mean, that's a big if.
It is.
I don't know if
we've been
that's the
saying
case.
this for years. When he's on the court and he's healthy, he's probably the best player in the world.
I don't think that I think that finally Nick Nurse does something smart and plays Embiid 25 to 27 minutes a night. That's the smartest thing to do.
Well, Avery, do you think they need to get another center then?
Yeah, they definitely do. They totally do. And to that end, maybe there is something else happening. Maybe there's going to be a trade. They got to trade Janai Broom to sign KCP. So maybe that trade includes some other stuff.
Well, I think that they can go smaller now, in a sense. You know, that they could go like a Dean Wade at 5, stretch it out, still have LeBron at the 4.
Not in the playoffs, though. In the playoffs, they need a big.
Yeah, but in the playoffs, you expect Embiid to be playing
40.
If you're saying that if you want to limit minutes for Embiid to hold him to play into the playoffs, then theoretically the idea is that when you get to the playoffs, he's playing 35 minutes a game.
30.
Being nice, but 35 minutes a game is probably what you would want, at least, from him.
They got to trade for a center. They got to get a backup big. Nick's boy Ariel Hardy is not going to do it, I don't think, for us. And Bona has the worst hands in the NBA. LeBron's going to hate him.
And he gets in foul trouble way too quick.
Yeah, he gives excessive blocks.
I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron is like, trade that guy, and they see that. He's going to drop so many passes in practice.
I was just seeing something today. What would your feelings be if they did in the future? Let's say first month of the season, it's clunky for whatever reason, something with Embiid, not because of injury, but just it's not what they want.
It's got to be clunky regardless. It's definitely
okay. Well, what happens if they trade Embiid for Anthony Davis?
That's never going to happen.
It's what's the real trade-off there?
What's the point? Why?
Just because they're boys? He might come in and love Joel.
I mean, he already likes Joel. They played on the Olympic team together, and they were cool. And I saw a report that part of the pitch to LeBron was like extensive talks with Embiid. So I don't think that would have happened if they're going to trade it. They're not going to trade Embiid. That's not happening. I think it's
make more sense though. Would a healthy Anthony Davis be better for this team?
Anthony Davis isn't a healthier player than Embiid. So
I didn't say he was healthy.
and he's not better than him. And he's not better than him. He's also not.
He's not. Yeah, he's not better than him.
Okay,
Embiid's better than Anthony Davis.
That takes me back to how could you possibly expect Embiid to average under 20 points per game if he's playing?
Because he's going to play 25 minutes.
Doesn't add up. That's not happening, dude.
How does that not add up?
Because he's not playing 20.
I think they can easily play Embiid. If you can win games and play Embiid 25 minutes a night, that's what you do. I mean, that's the recipe for using Joel Embiid to his best to get him through a season in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
that's how you do that.
But he's still effective. He'll still put up 20 points in the games.
They're more
25-minute games.
They're more heavy in guard and like the wing position now. Where like PJ said, like you could run small ball. Wade can't play the 5 like that for you.
Dean Wade?
You know what I mean, he can't play it like that. What do you mean?
It'd be totally stretched. Yeah.
So what? Wade and like Barlow on the floor at one time.
You'd have to throw LeBron down to the post, I guess, at that point, for rebound purposes.
I mean, LeBron played the 5 at times on the Lakers. Why can't Dean Wade do it?
Well, I feel like their hands are tied here.
Is that what you want to do?
This.
I feel like you have Anthony Simons and what's his face? LeBaron. He's going to be a problem. But like
he's going to play.
I don't know if he's going to play. Yeah, he's going to
play 6 minutes a night.
He'll be nice though.
He'll be good 3 years from now. Oh my God, you're insane. I mean, I guess
he's a better shooter than Shea though.
You guys are, come on.
He's a dog.
This is ridiculous.
He might not be a better
a
mid-range
dog.
shooter, but he's definitely a better.
He
three-point shooter.
might not be, is what you're saying. He might not. It's not that SGA was like an MVP.
Like I just
Well,
said,
shooting,
he's a
come on,
dog.
shooting's like
Get down.
He heard you say. He heard you said dog.
So here I am.
Here, me and LeBaron.
I mean, but I was in on the Joel Embiid trade situation for the last, I guess, probably couple of years with it. But that was for the idea of getting deeper with role players, because that's probably all you were getting in return for him, that and some draft picks.
We're
And
not getting draft picks for Embiid. We're trading away draft picks with Embiid. Are you kidding me? We're not getting draft picks.
I mean, I'm talking about over the last like 2-3 seasons.
We were never over the last 2 seasons.
I don't know, man. Coming off an MVP season.
Yeah,
he's not. Come on.
But regardless of that, though, the whole situation changed when you get LeBron, and now their hands are kind of tied with, you know, a backup center, and it was definitely worth it, though. It was definitely worth it. You know, what tied their hands was best.
Positions. Yeah. Dude, I was texting you guys every day with like, this is what it could be today. Stephen A. Smith might be right, but like, what if he's looking into it too much? I was going back and forth all day, looking at the Kalshi app, watching the fucking. You know how much money could have been made on that shit? It was insane. It was crazy, dude. Watching that shit every day.
Is this the greatest free agent signing in the history of the NBA?
LeBron
for a minimum, for the best player in NBA history for the vet minimum.
Yeah, with a player option though. So we got to win this year, or he probably is going back.
unless we make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, he won't come back to the Sixers.
What's the thing that I saw today about the 15% trade kicker in his deal?
I saw.
I mean, that
too,
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're not
What
trading him.
What does it mean, though?
It means that if you trade him, his contract goes up 15%. We're not. It doesn't matter.
Not a big deal.
There's no chance the Sixers trade him at all. That would never happen.
Embiid
It's an odd add-in.
And
so,
Jaylen
are you
Brown
predicting
seasons end?
The other thing with the Sixers is Jaylen Brown is now eligible for like a 2-year, $150 million extension. I hope they don't do that.
So I guess that's like the fucked up part with the Jaylen Brown saga. You know what I mean? He was bitching about being the number 2 guy, wanted the money for it. He gets traded to a team where he's the number 3, 4 guy. I saw a funny meme. It was like he was mad that he was Robin, so he got traded to be Alfred.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Jaylen will be the number 1 guy in the offensive lineup. I think it's gonna be Jaylen, then LeBron, then Maxey, and I think they're totally fine with that.
I think Embiid still remains your number 1 option when he's on the floor.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I mean, he's just too good.
No,
I want him to play
how
on
many
defense.
times have we watched Embiid play, gets the ball in the post, does his thing, and then another guy runs at him?
Yeah.
And he's got 2 guys on him, right? Happened his whole career. You cannot do that now. Go ahead and do that. And there's 4 guys that are going to make you pay for it. That he just has to make that one pass, and there's 4 guys that are going to make you pay for it.
I would rather tell Embiid, like, focus all of your energy on defense. Like, go back to being that.
You're saying shit
beast.
that's not going to happen, dude.
Well, he's going to have to rebound the ball more than he did in the past couple of years. You know, that was like a terrible thing with us in the playoffs.
Yeah, but you see it happen all the time where players are what they are. In the NBA, players are what they are, and they fail to develop this role game because that's just not what they are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would think, like, how come Carmelo Anthony was such a good basketball player, but then later on in his career, he couldn't just fucking lock it all down and become, like, you know, just focus on one thing and be a better defender in some aspect
that's way different. Like that, Carmelo Anthony was never a good defender. Joel Embiid was one of the best defenders in the NBA for multiple years. He doesn't have to learn it. He just has to.
I'm not saying learn it. Yeah, but the focus thing. You're telling the guy
he can do that.
He can because going out there and scoring in every way you could possibly. Like, he can score any way on the floor, anyway. And you're like, don't do that. Don't. And he's gonna be like, yeah, all right.
I think he's exerted. I think over the last few years, he's had to exert like 70% of his energy on offense because we haven't had anything else on our offensive game to make that worth it. Like we needed him to do that. And now it's like, yo, bro, like you can go 20, 30% on offense and give me that 70% on defense. Like just change your effort.
I'd rather say you'll never see a double team and you could just dominate every person that's lined up versus you. Go have fun, dude.
His buckets are going to be easier this year. Like
So
he's not going to have to pound it in, you know?
Well, hopefully that means that he can spend more time on defense, more effort on defense if they're going to be that easy.
LeBron will teach him how to flop better and make it look better.
Better. I mean, I think
18 free throws a game. That's what I'm
Embiid's already one of the best floppers in the NBA.
You like that? Embiid MVP, dude. That's the move. If he's not going to play 65 games. If he played 65 games.
He's not going to play 65 games.
All right, but if he did play 65 games.
Okay, sure. If he did. It's more likely that
he's definitely top 10 in the league, right? Top 5 MVP voting if he does play 65 games.
Right, but he's not going to.
I know, but you're agreeing that if he does play 65, he would be top 5. Okay, that's worthy of plus 50,000, right?
I don't think so because I think the chances of him playing 65 games are 0. Like that, it's not worth anything. You multiply by 0.
When's the last time he had a healthy offseason?
When he won MVP. Yeah, and that was 4 years ago, bro. Big men don't get older and get more healthy. That's just not how it works. Like I don't know. That's such a fantasy.
Life's gonna be easy for him. Life's gonna be easy for him this year, dude.
All right, I hope you're right. I definitely hope you're right. It's definitely for the sake of your season tickets, you're about to make a ton.
Heck yeah!
But he's not playing 65 games.
How much you think we're getting? How much you think we're getting for the first game of the season, the first home opener?
120 a ticket.
That's like what I got for the Nets.
Do we know who it is?
The first game. No, I don't think they released the schedule yet.
Yeah, I think they play. They usually play like the Knicks or something or the Celtics, but like at Boston, they're always like
Adam Silver. Adam Silver was telling LeBron, "Can you please hurry up and make your pick so I can start the schedule?" Because they were trying. You know, he has to play on.
It's going to be, and he'll be at home too.
It might be I think it could be the Celtics. I would love if it's the Celtics. That would be cool.
So let's say the Celtics, Nick.
You might get $200 a ticket.
No, I'm gonna say closer to six.
Per ticket?
Yeah,
dude. Every time LeBron would come to town, we would get $400 to $500 a ticket. Yeah. Every time, and that was once a year, right? But now, the idea that he's going to be in town all the time,
it's going to go down. That's what I'm saying. Like,
supply down a little bit,
but still,
it'll go down a little bit, but it's going to hold it. Yeah, but that's fine because every game will be $350.
Unless they know he's not playing, like if he's like limited to back-to-backs and stuff like that.
Dude, hold on.
Which will fuck with Embiid too.
Retirement tour. Celtics preseason game, Friday, October 16th. Tickets in our section just sold for $264 7 hours ago. LeBron is he even going to play?
No, he's not playing in the first.
He's not going to play. Yeah.
Look,
I don't think any of them are going to really play. All right, nobody needs that, dude. Come on, you're on a podcast.
That's so funny, dude.
Get your shit together.
Funny.
What?
We've been waiting for this, bro. We started this back during the shit years. All right, we were young men when we got these tickets.
First, I remember I had a broken foot, and I was sitting in my room, and I got a phone call from an agent, and he was like, "Yo, you should buy," and I was like. I was on the phone with him for like an hour and a half. Like, hold on a second. Like, you're telling me if I bought tickets here, it would cost the same as if I bought tickets here. And then we were looking up. I remember we looked up.
Yeah, you called me.
Yeah, and we looked up what was the average ticket sales. What was the average ticket sales for the Sixers over? And they hadn't been as low as they were since Allen Iverson played. And we were like, this is a fucking no-brainer. They can't get any lower. And we finally got vetted.
Now they're like, I know, but they had doubled.
In
price, probably more than that.
Yeah, but we got them when they were like Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, mine were like 180 or something a month or something for this first couple. 160 a month or something. Yeah.
Any more LeBron takes before we move on to fantasy football and the hate
lace
pod?
Lace up.
Do a hate pod.
Throw the ball up. Is that what they say? that what it said? Throw the damn
That's what
ball up or
I
something?
think Jalen texted that. Or Jalen tweeted that.
Yeah, we got to put your money on the Sixers to win it all. Do it now.
And Joel Embiid MVP.
Yeah, plus 50,000.
Parlay that. Parlay Sixers win the championship and Joel Embiid. What is that? Like $20 to win $20 million?
They probably
They
won't
cap you out $1 million in winnings.
They do?
FanDuel does.
I was gonna say they're not gonna pay that out. They already go back on their stuff whenever people really win big. They try to find a way to get out of it.
Yeah. I put $1 million parlay in every Sunday.
Yeah. Just to test them.
I mean, it could hit one day. It's better than it's like a 10-cent, 50-cent wager to win $1 million.
And but the wager is less likely than Embiid playing 82 games.
All right. Like, let's move on.
All right, this is the hate pod. We're gonna talk about players we don't like at their draft position, or just we don't like in general. Like, don't draft this person at any cost. I got my average draft positions board up here, but who wants to go first? Who's got a player that is getting drafted too high that you want to tell people don't take this guy?
Yeah, I got one. DeAndre Swift. I think he's right now. I'm looking at the 46 overall ranked player. The 21st running back. This is from Pro Football Focus. I just don't see. I think that he's going to see a down year this year. He's getting to that age now. And again, last year, you see Mononga is going to start being more of a prominent role. I think he's just an overpriced player, and I don't see him even being a guy that you want to take a risk on a flex option every week. I feel like you can get better players at that spot. If you're picking at 46, that's not the guy. I would go in different direction there.
Not that I disagree with you entirely, but he's only 27.
Yeah, he's starting to get to that age, in my opinion.
27 is your prime, dude. That's not that age. Like 29 is starting to get to that age. You're 27. He's got plenty of run left on those tires. You just don't like the Bears offense. You don't like Ben Johnson.
I don't like the Bears running backs. And I do think Caleb Williams is having a down year too, because I think he had such a great year. I think he's met his ceiling.
I think no. What? You think Caleb Williams met a ceiling last year? Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Now I gotta look at
his numbers were pretty insane for a talent wise. You know what I mean?
All right. Now I gotta look up Caleb Williams' numbers too, because I don't. That seems insane.
He balled out
last
year.
Say that. He definitely balled out. 3,900 yards passing, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I think he can easily. His peak is going to be over 30 passing touchdowns. Like, come on.
What did he have in rushing touchdowns?
You think he peaked at 24? He was like a once in a generation prospect.
No, I'm not saying that he peaked. I'm saying that this is his ceiling.
30 on the dot total touchdowns.
Yeah, so
that's a pretty good season.
4,030 is around where you could see him being at again.
I just don't see how. Also, the turnaround that the Bears even had offensively, it's just tough to top that.
I don't think that. I think that Ben Johnson hasn't even scratched the surface of what he can do with these Bears playmakers. I think that I'm not saying that necessarily this year is going to be the biggest statistical year of Caleb Williams' career because he's only 24. He's only 24. He's only played in the league for 2 years, and you're saying he peaked. And he was the number 1 pick in the draft.
I'm saying that the numbers that he had were as a ceiling for him. I don't see him being a guy who comes out and does what Josh Allen does.
But there's a wide variance of ceiling between Caleb Williams last year and Josh Allen. He can be.
Well, I mean, if I were to look and see,
what's your ceiling on him then?
I would say Caleb Williams' ceiling is 4,500 yards passing and 35 touchdowns.
Yeah, but
I think he'll do that. He'll do that at least once.
Oh yeah. All right, hold on. I think that he could do that in his career. You think that he could do that in this season?
I didn't say this season. I never said that.
Okay, well,
what I am objecting to is PJ said last year was his peak. That was his ceiling. That's like that to me is wild.
Well, those are Josh Allen numbers that you just said. So you think that he could be, because Josh Allen's best year was 37 touchdowns, 4,500 yards, and 10 picks. I mean, so you're saying that Caleb Williams' ceiling.
Okay. Totally.
But you're also saying that the Bears like do right by him and put the right people in position for him to get that. Like, do you think they're going to do it?
Offensive head coach Ben Johnson? Yeah, I think he's going to do that. He did it for the Lions.
Offensive head coaches tend to think that they can do things with the personnel that they have, and they don't have to like.
That's not what Ben Johnson's been doing.
That's
not what Ben Johnson's been doing. He drafted a wide receiver in the first round.
He drafted what? Luther Burden, who fell?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he drafted Luther Burden in the first round.
Yeah, but he was also a wide receiver that dropped.
He drafted offensive linemen. Like,
right. What does that mean? You just said that you don't believe that he could do it with this core that he has right now.
No, I didn't say I don't believe that.
So why don't you believe he could do it?
I
this
said
season?
I'm not I don't have really too strong of it. I think that Caleb Williams this year could put up better numbers and have a worse win-loss record because I think the whole.
But you just said that he couldn't reach that ceiling that you suggested that he could reach.
I didn't say he couldn't. No, I didn't.
Run the tape. I asked you back if you think that he could get that to this season. You said no.
I said not necessarily this year. I said not necessarily. I'm not guaranteeing. Like, you're asking me to make a declaration on Caleb Williams. I'm saying
no, I'm not.
Caleb Williams is a good quarterback. I don't know if he's going to throw for 35 touchdowns this year.
No, I said, do you think that he can get to that number, those numbers this year?
No, you said that you think he can get those numbers, and I said yes. I don't know.
No, I said this year because that was my point. Is that because we were talking about like, in the future with this team?
It's more likely that Caleb Williams gets those numbers this year than Joel Embiid plays 65.
With this team?
How about that?
So you think Caleb Williams is going to be Josh Allen this year?
I think it's more likely that Caleb Williams is Josh Allen than Joel Embiid plays 65 games.
I mean, we have a lot bigger. Yeah, but I mean, we also have a lot bigger sample size on the one side. That's not really fair.
And I think that's up to Caleb. That's to Caleb Williams' benefit. You have a small sample size. He's 24. You guys are acting like he's a settled player. He's 24. Last year was his first season with a good offensive coordinator. The first year that he played, it was a joke.
That's great.
That guy was nothing.
So they brought in their new nuances, and now they have to adapt with it.
Yeah, and you give him 1 year, and then that's the ceiling.
I'm not saying, but it's a good year that he had. He had a Pro Bowl season. He had a year. Those are some numbers that would be getting you close to an All-Pro season. That's a fucking good ceiling to be at.
Had he made the same argument about Jaden Daniels after his first year, after CJ Stroud after his first year, he wouldn't have been wrong.
I didn't believe in Jaden Daniels after his first year.
But it's not crazy to say.
First off, we don't know if he would have been wrong because their careers are still going. So that's also a ridiculous statement to say, like, that they reached their ceilings and that's just definitive. I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to be that good. I agree that his ceiling was that first year, but I think it's crazy to say we know that that's for a fact. And CJ Stroud, I don't think CJ Stroud's his ceiling. He had a good year his first year. His first year wasn't.
He's really fallen off. Yeah.
A lot of that is because his offensive line is terrible.
It's true, but he's had if Tank Dell stuck around, I mean, he might add the best one of the better wide receiving cores in the league.
Well, look, this brings me right into the guy that I think is an overrated player for this year, and that's Luther Burden. Same team.
You guys hate the Bears.
No, I mean, look, some people have him being drafted around 40 right now, and as high as 17, as high as 17 wide receiver. And I don't see it with him. I think he is. Last year, he had 2.7 yards per route run on 240 routes, which is very good.
Really good.
But it's kind of like reminds me of like what we used to talk about with baseball when you see a pitcher versus batter, and a batter doesn't have a ton of data going against that certain pitcher, and you used to always say, well, that's not enough. That's just not enough data to go by. He only has 10 at-bats. And I'm like, oh, yeah, but he's 0 for 10 off of the guy in 10 at-bats. And you're like, yeah, but that's only 10 at-bats. That's not enough of a sample size. So when you have 240 routes and you run that, it's not a big enough sample size. You want to see somebody that's able to do that over a course of like 450 to 600 routes run. He's a limited route players. They can have some big time efficiency numbers because they're often getting manufactured touches, favorable matchups, or they're being used in specific situations where they're like likely to succeed. It kind of reminds me of like a Jamison Williams. Not to say that they're like the same type of player; they're different. They're very types different of players. But it's the way that he was being used last year was specific situations where he's likely to succeed. He's not going up against the number one corner in that situation, and he had a smaller sample size is what he did it. It's to say he's just going to step in and replace DJ Moore. And his volume isn't, it's not an automatic thing. That's not how it works, The fantasy market, it may be making the same mistake with him as it did with J-Mo, because it's, you see a efficiency and explosiveness and assume it's going to be increased volume and automatically turns into a like elite fantasy production, but it's just not typically always the case. You might have that one game where he has 135 yards and a touchdown, but you might have another game where he only has 64 yards and no touchdowns. And that's where I just think that they're putting a lot into him. Wide receiver 17 is like assuming that this guy has already had his breakout season. Like he's already
had
a
third round. That's in a 12-team league. That's
round,
a third round. In a 10-team league, that's like it's the beginning of the fourth round. It's the first week of the fourth round. Yeah, I don't disagree with you that he's being drafted too high. Where I disagree with both of you is I feel like you guys are discounting Ben Johnson so much. Ben Johnson is a top 5 offensive coordinator in the NFL.
Let me ask you
I
this.
think when we talk about guys going to Shanahan style or McVay style offenses, they get this bump, and you guys it feels like you're not giving any bump to the Chicago players for that.
Well, I think the bump came last year with, you know what I mean?
The bump doesn't only last 1 year. Are we saying that
but there was such a massive
bump this year?
There was such a massive bump last year. It's historically hard to repeat what they did last year. So it is, to me, easy to say that a lot of guys not hit their I think Caleb has hit his ceiling on what he can do. I don't think Caleb is a Josh Allen type guy, and Luther Burden, my problem with Luther Burden really is that even when he has that small sample size, he dropped the ball 5 times. So, I mean, it's.
Well, I think I agree that Luther Burden should not be going round 3 or round 4. He's getting drafted ahead of Jalen Waddle, Devontae Adams, who led the NFL in touchdowns last year, Lab McConkey, Zay Flowers. I would draft all these people above Luther Burden, Devonta Smith, Emeka Egbuka, even Terry McLaurin I'd probably take over Luther Burden if I wasn't so biased against the Commanders. Mike Evans should go ahead of him. He should be going around. Roma Dunze is going right now, wide receiver 30. And around the 7th round,
they should go right next to each other. It's like two running backs that are like the ones that we, what is it, Tutu Atwell and what's the other guy? Yeah, Chris Rodriguez. It's like those two should go relatively right around
Tootin.
Yeah, Tootin. Yeah, not Tutu Atwell. Yeah, they should go right around the same spot. You know what I mean? There's completely a scenario this season where Roma Dunze gets 125 targets. Loveland gets 110 targets, and Luther Burden gets 105 targets. And that's not 105 targets is not worthy of a wide receiver 17 by any means, And that's completely a possibility.
Well, yeah, I don't think he beats out Roma Dunze for target share at all.
Right.
I think he does. I don't think he does. Ben Johnson drafted Luther Burden. He didn't draft Roma Dunze.
But he used Roma Dunze all season last year.
And he got hurt, and now his foot is permanently messed up. He said it's a new normal. That's what Roma Dunze called his foot.
It seemed that the Luther Burden thing seemed like it was what the Eagles did this year, drafting Mekhi Lemon. He was a wide receiver that slipped. He was the best available on the table, and they picked him. I mean,
why is that?
Because Luther Burden
you pick a player,
Luther Burden was projected to go much higher than he did.
Right, but the thing is, you're acting like that means that Ben Johnson doesn't really want him. Like, that's not what that means. Ben Johnson would have picked him where he was. Like, where he was.
Is that true? Had they had 10 picks earlier, was that the wide receiver he would have taken?
I don't know. I'm going to read
and they knew going into the season the DJ Moore thing was going to be a problem. So it was a legitimate need for them.
Ben Johnson literally said, and I quote, he is buying Luther Burden stock following an electric offseason.
Okay.
He noted that Burden's performance in practice has been explosive.
Coach? What
We're
the
talking
fuck,
about prior
coach?
to the draft, though.
Wait, and why are you telling me what the coach said about his player?
Why am I telling you what the offensive coordinator said about the number one wide receiver on his team? Because
but he
who determines who gets the targets.
But he could have said the same thing about Roma Dunze. The question was, why did they take
Oh,
Luther Burden?
The thing is, he didn't say that about Roma Dunze. No, he didn't say it. He said it about Luther Burden. He said it about Luther Burden. He did not say it about Roma Dunze. That's the point. Like, you guys are acting like he didn't really want him. Like, he was forced somehow to take him. Like, that's crazy. And I'm not saying draft Luther Burden in the 4th round. I agree with you guys. He should be drafted in the 7th. But you're acting like he's not going to. I would say if he gets 100 targets, he's going over 1,000 yards at least. And that he's a wide receiver too. You guys are acting like he's just nothing.
I'm not saying he's nothing. I'm not saying he's nothing at all. I'm saying, though, that I think Roma Dunze is going to get more of a target share than Luther Burden this year.
I think, PJ, you have the worst read, aside from Colson Loveland, which I agree with your position on.
Ben
on the
Johnson
Bears, I just disagree with you about everything.
Ben Johnson on Roma Dunze said he's out there competing, and he looks pretty good right now.
Yeah, that's a significantly drop. That's a significant drop off. That's a significant drop off in quote from buying Luther Burden stock and calling him explosive and praising his speed. Like those are two different levels of quotes. Also, he drafted Luther Burden. That's massive. Like when you draft somebody, that's what you want. You chose that player in the 1st round.
I agree.
That's huge.
Do you think Luther Burden is going to be like an Amon St. Brown?
I just said wide receiver 2, so obviously not. I even said I don't think he should go in the 4th round. It just seems like you guys are saying he'll have 800 yards receiving. Like, I don't think that's happening.
I think he could have
I also think he's definitely getting. I also definitely think he's getting at least 120 targets. I think he's getting at least 120 targets.
All right. Well, I disagree with you on the terms of. I know the only thing you really disagree with me about is the Caleb Williams thing, and I think you're out of your fucking mind that Caleb Williams is going to be on Josh Allen's level. Or that means he is the best quarterback in the NFL in the future. That's what you're saying.
Are you saying that no quarterback has ever thrown for 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns and not been the best quarterback in the NFL? There are people who do that and aren't the best quarterback in the NFL. Matt Stafford did it. You're not saying he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
99 Matt Stafford?
He is a 99 too. But no. Okay, so top 3.
Yeah, I think Caleb Williams will be a top 3 quarterback in the NFL at some point during his career. Yes, absolutely. Hell yeah. Totally. Number 1 overall draft.
Not when you got Drake May there. Not when
I would rather have, and I mean, while we're talking, I think Drake May is being drafted too high as among the quarterbacks. Drake May being drafted 5th round, 3rd quarterback overall. I'd take Joe Burrow over Drake May.
AJ Brown was bitching. Did you hear him?
Yeah, I heard him say.
Nah, really? What did he bitch?
Yeah, he was like, he's not out there throwing passes. He was like, I don't really like that that much.
Like, oh, fuck.
What did he say? I didn't see this.
It was about Drake May and like out there playing and stuff like that. And then he was talking to somebody at training camp, and he said, yeah, well, he's not really out there throwing many passes. I didn't really like that much, but
was he serious?
He was
joking.
Yeah.
Joking? All right, that's what I'm saying.
You know how he is, though.
And the other trainers were laughing about it and stuff like that. But I bet you he feels some type of way. You know,
clearly.
I don't think it's like a 0. You know what I mean? I think he definitely wishes he was out there more.
There's a little help. Go ahead into your Drake May thing now. Now you got another thing.
No, I didn't really. I mean, I don't really fully. I have a better one. I don't believe in Drake May as much because I think his schedule's going to get harder and his efficiency numbers can't get higher. But my real one is Devin Achane. Devin Achane's getting drafted 7th back overall, 10th overall, 1st round. He's on the worst team in the NFL. Malik Willis doesn't throw the ball to a running back like Tua does. Malik Willis is a runner. If he's in trouble, he's running. He's not dumping it off. He don't mind getting hit. That's just I just don't like. If you take away 60% of Devin Achane's pass catching performance, he's still a good running back. But I wouldn't take him over Saquon. I wouldn't take him over Chase Brown. if we know Josh Jacobs is going to play this year, I'd take Josh Jacobs, and I would also take Derrick Henry. All those people I would take over Devin Achane. I don't see how you can think he's going to be on the worst team. They're going to be playing from behind by a lot.
Yeah.
Every week,
stack
they're
the
not going to be
box
able to run the
against
ball.
them.
Yeah.
Right? They can stack, and not only stack the box, but like you can just spy a running back. I mean, not of course he's lightning fast, but you can bracket him and you can spy on him. They don't have any running. They don't even have any wide receiver weapons to like take any heat on. He's their best receiver. It's all any game played against Miami. Take away Devin Achane. Who cares about whatever else happens? Nobody else is beating you.
The best part of his game, too, is his explosiveness. So, I mean, if they take that away from him, his run game is pretty much mediocre almost at that point.
Yeah. Don't take Devin Achane in the first round.
Or throw him out in the first round of your auction so that somebody spends a ridiculous amount of money on their first running back and then
$60 on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the stats from last year make him look like he's a workhorse for you.
Damn it! We all had to agree with Avery's freaking take.
Yeah, I'm right. We all know I'm right. It's fair.
Shitty.
Also, I hope the Bears
go back
like
to Drake May.
5 and 12
Go back to
this
Drake
year.
May. Let's hear about Drake May.
I mean, I already made I don't have that much of a case for Drake May. The case is his stats last year, his efficiency stats, as far as being the best downfield passer like ever. It's not going to happen again. Even if he wasn't playing against a much harder schedule than the easiest schedule since the 70s. Like his schedule's going to get harder, which is significant.
What's Drake May's ceiling?
Last year was Drake May's ceiling.
Oh, hey, how could you say that? Hey, how could you possibly say that?
Oh my God!
Drake May had a better year last year than Caleb Williams. So
he added AJ Brown, and all of a sudden his ceiling was last season.
If Caleb but Drake
went
May's
to the
numbers
Super Bowl last year, like
Drake May's numbers last year are what I said. Caleb's ceiling would be. So if Caleb didn't put up Drake May's numbers last year, I'd agree with you. That's what that is.
So Drake May, with one of the worst receiving cores in the league last year.
No, it wasn't. Stephon Diggs was great last year. Get the hell out of here. He doesn't have one of the worst receiving cores.
Diggs was good last year. Yeah.
That's not true at all.
Stephon Diggs played. I don't even think he hit 1,000 yards. They didn't even have 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah, he had like 996. I think
he had 900 something. No, it was 900 something. But okay, That's safe to say they were a bottom 10 receiving.
No. Stephon Diggs had 1,013 yards. So fuck you.
So bottom 10 receiving.
So he did have 1,000 yards.
So bottom 10 receiving core.
I wouldn't even say bottom 10.
Come on, man. Stephon Diggs is even on a fucking team right now. And if anything, that was a lot to do with Drake.
He's not on a team right now because of off the field stuff, not because of his play. As a matter of fact, I think Stephon Diggs is somebody that you should.
Actually, Stephon Diggs had a shitty year last year. For some reason, I thought he didn't play all 17 games.
85 receptions for 1,000 yards.
But that's bottom.
And now it's AJ Brown, dude.
Yeah, that's bottom.
Dude. That's your wide receiver one.
Degenerative.
Your wide receiver one and 85 catches, and that's not bottom 10 wide receiving core in the NFL.
4 touchdowns.
And Drake May, I don't like Drake May I don't know why. I just don't like the guy. 4,300 yards last year, 31 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and you could call that his ceiling with no AJ Brown, none of that. But you're going to say
Diggs. Stephon Diggs last year was better than AJ Brown.
Caleb Williams had the same numbers as Drake May, basically.
No, Stephon Diggs was better than AJ Brown.
He didn't have as many yards, but he had
one less touchdowns. 4 less touchdown passes.
But how many interceptions less? He had 3 less?
1 less, 7 to 8.
All right. But still.
Dude. Stephon Diggs was 12th in the NFL in receptions last year and 16th in receiving yards. You guys are stupid for saying he wasn't good. He was a number 1 receiver. There are 32 teams in the NFL. He was very clearly a number 1 receiver. That's a ridiculous statement that you guys are acting like he's not.
Yeah, but you're acting like that.
Stephon Diggs last year had a better
number 1
year
wide receiver on the Raiders is worthy of being. You know what I mean? Like just because.
But 12th isn't the number 1 wide receiver on the Raiders. 16th isn't the number 1 wide receiver in the Raiders. That's top half of the league. Stephon Diggs last year had a better year than AJ Brown, and Like they're
Yeah,
like
but he
the
played
same age.
17 games though.
Did he play 17 games? I don't think he did play 17 games. Let's see. He played.
Pretty sure Diggs played all the games. I don't know if he came out of any games.
Yeah, he did
though.
play 17. He came out of a lot of them as a thing. But still, Stephon Diggs was a number 1 wide receiver last year, and they did not have a bottom 10 receiving core. That's revisionist history. But I mean, I still think Drake May is going to be a QB1. I just don't think you should draft him. I don't think it's worth springing for him early. Who else? Who you got? Somebody you hate.
Tony Pollard.
Shouldn't draft. I don't think Tony Pollard's going that high, which is the whole reason.
That's why. Yeah,
that's all you can say. Like you should draft this guy instead of Tony Pollard in the 8th round.
Nicholas Singleton.
I just want to.
Instead of
I take Nicholas Singleton over Tony Pollard.
Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah.
Why not?
Bullshit.
Take a shot.
Because Nicholas Singleton.
So Nick should be on the Kyron Williams though for this pod though. Well, you got to dig into Kyron Williams for us.
Kyron Williams.
He's going. Kyron Williams is going 25th overall, 2nd round.
Way too high because Blake Corum.
Who would you draft over him? That's below.
BC.
Okay.
I'm telling you, dude, it's happening. It's live action. It's happening.
He was pretty good last year.
I'm gonna
He's
say
25
one too.
years old.
It's a little bit of a homer kind of deal, but CeeDee Lamb. I don't think CeeDee Lamb is worth the 14th pick, 4th receiver overall. I'd take Amon-Ra St. Brown over him. I'd take Justin Jefferson. I'd take Drake London.
I'd take George Pickens.
I'd take Nico Collins.
Is the one that's being overrated.
You think so?
Yeah. Because a lot of
they're both being
shit's
overrated
based off of last year's stats, and he won't be able to reproduce last year's stats with.
He's on a contract
CD plays. Yeah, but if CD plays the whole season,
I think CD's ranked where he should be right now.
No, I'm thinking Amon-Ra St. Brown over CD every day.
Oh, I have the one that I'm looking at is Amon-Ra over him.
What I'm looking at has Amon-Ra 16th overall and CD 14th. It has Justin Jefferson 18th. I think Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, and Drake London all should be drafted before CD Lamb.
I think.
Yeah, see, the ones that are after mine are AJ Brown, Drake London, Nico, Pickens, Devontae Smith.
I take Nico over him too.
I think that's a bit of a stretch because I think like the ADP on this is Pro Football Focus. The ADP, they got CD at 10 and then Nico's at 27. And I think that's sounds about right. I would take Drake London and AJ Brown over Nico.
Who else is going too low? Or who else is going too
high?
Well,
Devontae Smith, I think, could break into that top 10 this year, depending on how things go for him. Maybe not top 10, but top 20 for sure. Because right now they got an ADP on him at 37, 38.
I think the Eagles are going to go out of their way to make sure that Devontae Smith has a better season than AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I think everybody in the franchise. I think everybody in the franchise wants that. I think they're all like, "Fuck you, AJ! Like you don't believe in what we're doing here. Like you had a bunch of targets. You just won a Super Bowl and you gave up on us 3 games in. Watch, we have a Heisman Trophy winner."
I think
Genti. How do you guys feel about Genti?
I think he's going too high too. He was another one that
running back 7 right now that I'm looking at. So they got Chase Brown under him, Kenneth Walker, Saquon,
Josh Jacobs,
Amarian Hampton, Kyron.
His problem last year is he couldn't even get out of the backfield.
Yeah,
they made
it looks like Jeremiah Love's got the same problem.
They made a big splash when signing Chris Lindstrom. So I mean, they got a top tier center. I'm pretty sure they drafted a guard. Could be wrong about that, but a lot of it
improved.
That point is they improved a little bit. If you give the guy a little bit more holes, we should see a better season than last year. Obviously, I mean that's not hard to do, but.
I mean, on opportunity wise, he's where he should be.
The Raiders drafted a guard. They drafted a guard in the 3rd round. So I mean, not that 3rd rounders are expected to kind of produce eventually, but that doesn't really. I don't think if you're depending on a 3rd rounder to be an above average starter in your first year, that's a sucker's bet. That's not good. He's a rookie.
Do you think he's RB1 by the end of the year on fantasy?
And RB1
roster?
or the RB1?
And RB1.
No.
Really?
RB2, I think, maybe. Probably not still. I don't know. I don't believe in the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to suck. I think you can stack the box on both their quarterbacks. The receivers do not threaten anyone.
A lot of top talented running backs that are in terrible situations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're just
Jeremiah Love, another one.
Yeah, I watched a video of him in training camp just getting blown up in the backfield all day. It's like the line.
You saw one?
I saw one on Instagram today, and they were even calling it the Genti treatment in Arizona.
I think another overrated player this year is Kenneth Walker.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like listen, he's a very talented running back, but like it hasn't fully come out in fantasy yet. You know, Charbonnet took a lot of Charbonnet took a lot of red zone carries from him, and like it's been a while since the Kansas City's offense has produced like a top tier running back, and you know what I mean? I think he's going to be a very good running back. I just don't think that he's just going to be as powerful in fantasy as people.
He doesn't catch the ball.
Yeah.
You don't think he'll be an RB1?
He doesn't catch the ball much, and he's not a big-time red zone threat. Those two things mixed, it's hard to no, I don't think he's going to be an RB1.
You don't think that because they gave him that contract that means they're just going to run, they're going to do it anyway, they're going to give him all that now?
No, I think he's going to do a lot of good things for them on the football field and help them, like, you know, as a football team, absolutely. But like when it comes to fantasy, yeah, I just don't think that he does those special things that you need to get into RB1 talk. When you're not a big time pass catcher and you're not a big, it's one or the other you should specialize in at least in order to be, you know, considered for RB1. You either got to score a lot of touchdowns, you got to catch a lot of passes to go with your run game. You know what I mean? And he's not big on either, so I can't put him up there.
I think that. Do you think it's going to be the case more that they give him the bell cow RB1 role and he either gets injured or just like doesn't pan out from it, or they don't give him that role because that's not how he is as a player? Which one do you think is more likely?
Kansas City probably won't give it to him. Kansas City has their way of running schematic and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think they're going to use him for what he's worth. He's not going to, when you can't catch, you're not a 3-down back.
Can he not catch? Or I don't really pay attention to
Seattle. They don't throw the ball to him at all.
That he can't catch.
It's not that he can't catch, right? It's just that they don't use him like that, right?
They never did, yeah. I mean, but he also, well, I got to disagree with you on the goal line thing. I think that he'll be fine being inserted as their goal line back. You know, he was fifth in forced missed tackles last year, and he's a pretty explosive guy. But I agree with you. I mean, this guy, the way Andy kind of operates too with that, he's got no problem alternating running backs, and I don't think he really gives a shit about.
They don't have any other running backs.
I know.
They don't have anybody else to alternate with them.
But like, still, they never had any running backs. That's the whole thing. So
well,
you said their main running back coach today just fell into a bunch of shit too. So
when Charbonnet was healthy last year, when he was playing, Walker only got 34% of the red zone carries. So that was when Charbonnet was on. Is that because Charbonnet was just that much better than him?
I think so. In the red zone,
I think so. Actually, I think in the red zone, Charbonnet.
But they won't have any other options this year.
Yeah,
besides
that's
Walker.
What I'm saying is. Yeah, that's the thing I'm saying is that Kansas City doesn't have Zach Charbonnet. Also, one thing I want to say is his contract, $14.3 million a year, is the fourth highest running back contract in the NFL. I just have a hard time believing that he's not going to get at least 17 to 20 touches a game.
Here's the other thing. You ask if he can catch the ball. We don't know if he can catch the ball, but his route participation last year was only 31.9%. So, I mean, he's not running a lot of routes.
But he's in a different system.
He is in a different system. You're right.
That's the thing. I agree with you in the sense that I think they are going to give him that role, and I just don't think he's up for it. And not necessarily because I don't think he's good, but because I don't know. He gets injured when he gets too many carries. I think that he will not necessarily get injured in a way that makes him miss the whole season or something, but he'll wear down and he won't be as productive. He's not one of those running backs like Derrick Henry where the more touches you give him, the stronger he gets all game. I think you're going to give him more touches and he's going to wear down because he's not used to getting hit like that. He's not used to taking those bounds every game. I think they're going to throw everything that they can at him and be like, here, take it. We need to take some pressure off Mahomes' ACL early in the season because it seems like they're going to start Mahomes early. I also think that what Andy does is gives Rashee Rice the ball a lot on the goal line. They use a lot of Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice around the goal line. So I don't think he'll be their goal line back, but the goal line back that position on the Chiefs is not that special because they use a lot of trick plays. They use a lot of like the kind of the shovel pass. Like he's not getting the shovel pass. So I think that they're going to give him, if you believe that he can handle it, then you should go after him. I don't believe that he can handle 17 to 20 touches a game. I think he's a kind of running back who should get 12 to 15 touches. And if he gets more, it's going to hurt him more than it helps his stats.
Yeah, he's never gotten the ball more than, I think last year was the most touches he got all year. And it was like, or in his entire career, it was like 250 or something.
Somebody else, I got another one, another running back that I think is getting drafted too high. Quinshon Judkins going average 46th overall, 24th running back. The long and short of it is he's on the Cleveland Browns. They're not going to be winning, so they're not going to be in positive game scripts where he's going to be getting a bunch of touches. He's going to split. He's not going to get full-time RB1 20 touches a game. He's not the pass-catching back on that team. Dylan Sampson is. And their quarterback sucks. Stacked the box against the Browns, and now their defense isn't going to be anywhere near as impactful because they had to trade Myles Garrett. So I think it's going to be a season from hell for the Browns. And Quinshon Judkins, I think, is a talented running back, but he hasn't shown that he can stay healthy. Also, he came into last season hurt, and he ended last season hurt. There was a middle part where it was really great, but he was hurt for a lot of it. And he's playing on the Browns. He doesn't have a good offensive line. I don't think he's going to be he's not going to be an RB2, which is what people are drafting to be. Yeah. I would rather have, and you guys are going to hate this, Tony Pollard than Quinshon Judkins.
Oh, yeah, because the Tennessee Titans are so much better.
Look, the quarterback's better. Their offensive line is better. Their offensive coordinator is going to use him as an RB1. Nicholas Singleton sucks. I would rather have Rico Dowdle.
That's bad.
Rico Dowdle was brought to this team.
Might lose his job to the rookie.
What? What are you talking about? Rico Dowdle in Pittsburgh and Jalen Warren?
Yeah, they got that rookie. What's his name? Johnson.
I don't even know his name. I don't think he's going to take his spot. I think.
Yeah, he is.
No, I think what's his name? Mike McCarthy. When Rico Dowdle was killing it on the Cowboys, that was Mike McCarthy was there. And Mike McCarthy loves Rico Dowdle, brought him to the Steelers. I think Rico Dowdle is going to get 15 touches a game. Jalen Warren will be the passing back. Rico Dowdle will be the first and second down back. And when they're in positive game scripts, Rico Dowdle's going to get the ball. Rico Dowdle every year goes off for some stupid stretch of games. I think that alone will make him outscore Quinshon Judkins because Quinshon Judkins ain't having a 200-yard game this year.
Yeah, Judkins 3.6 yards a carry last year. I mean, he's not explosive.
That's not good.
He's not. Yeah, and the offense didn't really get that much better. So, unless you think Shedeur is going to have a Caleb Williams type season,
you got Fannin, who you think is going to take a step up. They drafted a wide receiver in the first round
and the second
round.
Yeah, and their offensive line still sucks.
See, that's where it comes back to is the O-line. Yeah. They haven't been a good O-line since Joe Thomas was there.
That was the last time they had a good offensive line. Yeah. And Quinshon Judkins, I think, is a good running back. He's not a supremely talented. Jonathan Brooks is more talented than Quinshon Judkins.
They basically just redid their entire offensive line this year.
Yeah, that's not one of the biggest things to having a good offensive line is consistency.
I think they do that every year.
Yeah,
no, I agree.
They didn't sign anybody that you're like, ooh, at least they have that guy as the anchor. I mean,
like the Lindstroms
were,
yeah, that's a legitimate signing.
Yeah,
know?
They signed what is a top 3, maybe the best center in the NFL, and their line still isn't anything to write home about. And we don't think Ashton Genty's going to get that much more room to run. So Quinshon Judkins is going to have way less room to run. I mean, if you draft Quinshon Judkins to be your starter, I would draft him. If you're drafting him to be your flex, okay, but if you're depending on him, that's a bad idea.
Okay, but how about this? How can I put this? Of the bad teams that we just went over, which player is more likely to play up to their value or overplay their value? When we're talking about Genty on the Raiders, Judkins on the Browns, A-Chain on the Dolphins, and what was the other one?
Jeremiah Love.
And Love on the Cardinals. Like, which one has the best opportunity to overplay their ADP?
Their situation. Not even their ADP, just their situation. Because their ADP, we already said, is too high.
Okay, so which one has the potential to even play up to their ADP? That's like
what I'm thinking is none of them could play up to the ADP, and I still think Ashton Genty has the best chance of being a useful fantasy player because Ashton Genty is the most talented of all those players.
And Ashton Genty gets the most share. I mean, compared to Judkins, if you look at the two, they only gave the ball to Genty. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Devin A-Chain has the biggest opportunity share of all those people. I just think it's going to be against 9-man boxes. Playing man coverage with no over the top help on their crap wide receivers. Talk about bottom 10. I mean, I think they might be the worst wide receiving core in recent NFL history.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Their best receiver is Greg Dulcich, their tight end, and he's like a middle of the pack tight end. That offense is going to be bad.
Parker Washington.
What?
Parker Washington.
Yeah.
Parker Washington's on the Jaguars.
No, who's the other
one? Right.
The other Washington.
I don't even remember his name, but I know you're saying the player, but like that guy's nobody. We can't even remember his name right now. Like I just don't think the Dolphins' offense, and it's not even just that their offense is going to be bad. It's also that Malik Willis is not a quarterback who's going we talk about how like quarterbacks play the way they play. Like Tua throws to running backs. Malik Willis doesn't. Even though it's a small sample size for Malik Willis, that's not the kind of a running quarterback generally doesn't throw to the running backs as dump it off as much as a quarterback who sits in the pocket. That's why Chase Brown needs to be above Jeremiah Love, and he needs to be above Omarion Hampton, and he needs to be above Ashton Genty.
Omarion Hampton.
For sure, Chase Brown.
Hampton?
Yes. Chase Brown has been a top 10 wide receiver running back for the past 2 years.
Yeah, Chase is
come on,
above.
Come on, bro.
Hampton.
The Bengals offense is better than the Chargers offense.
The Chargers offense runs through Omarion Hampton.
That's not true at all.
Didn't last year. He didn't play.
That's not at all true. That's not at all true.
It will.
Okay. I mean, that's a projection. So I'm not saying you're crazy for saying that. Like I wouldn't be shocked if at the end of the season we look back and said that's what it came to eventually. But to say that right now is wild because that's just not true.
What, you don't think Mike McDaniels is going to run him fucking like crazy?
No, I think Mike McDaniels is going to spread I think Mike McDaniels made a wanted poster for Keaton Mitchell and put it on his GM's desk. And I think Keaton Mitchell's going to get 150 touches this year.
All right, I got one more.
All right, let's hear it.
Ramondre Stevenson. He is ranked 68th, RB 26. He's above Travion Henderson. He's above J.K. Dobbins, Jonathan Brooks, Jordan Mason, Blake Corum, your boy.
Tony Pollard.
So, I mean, really what this looks like is like which, split back are you going to take? And I just can't. I mean, if you're going to spend a 5th, 6th round pick on a split back situation,
take Blake Corum. Yeah, take Blake Corum.
Well, yeah, Blake Corum. I mean, the RJ Harvey would still be sitting there. Rashad White, Rodriguez. I mean, we've already gone through a lot of these guys here, but Guy fumbles the ball all the time, and it's crazy to me that they got him ranked over Travion Henderson.
I agree that Travion Henderson is the ceiling guy. He's the guy you draft because if anyone then breaks out, it's Travion Henderson.
Agree.
Yeah.
People that are going too high. Let me see any wide receivers real quick that I think are going too high. Jameson Williams in the 5th round. I don't think that's a good idea. I see him above Devonta Smith and Emeka Egbuka, which is ridiculous.
That's wild.
Absolutely ridiculous. Jameson Williams is a good player, but he's a glorified Deshaun Jackson. He's not going to get the targets to be better than Devonta Smith or Emeka.
Yeah, but we got Amon-Ra right next to you. How the hell could you possibly?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Enough?
Yeah,
and
Gibbs.
I mean.
Amon-Ra's going to get 160, 170 targets, and Gibbs is going to get probably 70, 80.
What about Chris Olave?
He's getting drafted 32nd overall. I mean, he finished as a top 10 wide receiver last year.
Yeah. He had a great year.
And now you got Show, whatever his name is.
That dude's gotten his head taken off so many times.
I would certainly take Rashee Rice over him. I would probably take T. Higgins over him, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. 151 targets for Olave.
Who, Olave? I know, but look up Chris Olave's top 5 biggest times he's been hit in his career, and then tell me you want to draft him that fucking high. Because he's one away from never playing again. I mean, the last one, I'm surprised he got it from the last one.
He'll better avoid it. He's older. He's more experienced. He knows how to read coverages better. I think he can avoid hits.
I can't make a decision off of just the concussion part, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he is talented. He's a talented wide receiver.
Well, all right, let's come on. Let's name the big one. What about JSN? Is JSN going to go out, him and Sam Darnold, are they going to go out and repeat the season they had last year?
No. They have a worse offensive. That offense is going to be worse.
You'd have to think, right?
Yeah.
So JSN's probably going too high. Not to say he's not an amazing talent. I'm not sitting there saying he's not incredible. I'm just saying, what are the chances that he repeats what he did last year? You know what I mean? There's only so many guys that are capable. There's only so many situations that are capable to have people, repeat like that. I feel like Seattle's offense got worse. I don't believe in Sam Darnold to do it back-to-back years.
Well, Sam Darnold did already do it back-to-back years, just with two different teams.
Yeah, you're right. He did. Yeah, I should stop hating.
But would you rather have JSN this year or Justin Jefferson? Who are you drafting first?
See, I had Jefferson last year and it killed me, but all signs are kind of pushing to Justin Jefferson going back to that elite level this year with Kyler stepping in there. So I'm going to go with Jefferson over JSN this year.
That also 100% depends on Kyler's health. Kyler goes out, Justin Jefferson is nothing again. He's right back to where he was last year.
Same's true if Sam Darnold gets hurt, though.
No, their backup is the guy from Alabama. Remember,
Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I like him too, but he
got an arm. They didn't get it there. He had a year to learn.
McCarthy was drafted much higher.
I'm taking Carson Wentz.
Is it him or JJ?
I don't know. He's definitely.
No, I don't think once.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy, right?
Yeah,
forgot that guy existed.
We wish he didn't. Okay, last one I got. Malik Neighbors is going 23rd overall, above Nico Collins. As much as I don't like George Pickens, he should go above Malik Neighbors. Olave should go up ahead of him. AJ Brown should go ahead of him. Rashee Rice. Pretty much almost everybody. The next 15 players, because he's not going to come back. Even I don't think he's going to be healthy the first week of the season. He didn't get put on the PUP yet, so that's good, I guess, for him. But did you see him at that softball game? He was limping heavy.
Yeah, I can't imagine he flips it around and comes back that fast.
Yeah, at a minimum, let's say if you believe in Malik Neighbors coming back to what he was before, it takes until week 8. That alone puts all those people above him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he's trash for 8 weeks because he's coming back from the injury, that just tanked your season. So please don't draft Malik Neighbors in the second round. That's crazy. I also think injury thing that people are just like acting like is no big deal. And actually, he might not be going that high. Wait, I don't even see him on here. Where is he? George Kittle. He's not going that high from what I see. So people are catching on well. But I've seen some things that have like George Kittle injury. Don't worry about it. No. You tear an Achilles in January.
And they got that good tight end behind them, too, that's serviceable, that they like. It's not George Kittle, but is it?
Yeah, what's his name?
I was expecting a tight, like, I've seen some of his off-season workouts.
Tongues.
Yeah, Tongues.
Yeah, everybody loves that guy.
Tongues.
Yeah, he's serviceable.
But like, I would take Gadsden over Kittle for the same reason of Neighbors, because it might take Kittle.
Did they just get Joku?
They did.
They did, but he's old and washed. Gadsden is the young up-and-comer.
They're going to run 2 tight end sets all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gadsden's going to be on the field. And last year when Gadsden played, it's a different.
I
don't think anybody ever said anything. Nobody said anything against Amarion Hampton. The only thing I said was Chase Brown is better than him, which is just
but I don't think they got Njoku just for blocking purposes.
I think they got him to be
another weapon,
the second tight end.
Yeah,
the second tight end and a 2 tight end and a 12 and your 12 personnel.
Yeah.
Wait,
so
why did you
saying that was strictly for Amarion Hampton?
I think Gadsden gets 80, 90 targets, maybe 100.
Wait a second. I have to run it back. Why is your Chase Brown over Hampton? What was your reasoning?
Chase Brown has a better quarterback who dumps it off to running backs more frequently than the quarterback than Justin Herbert. Chase Brown has been a top 10 running back for the past 2 years. And Chase Brown is faster than him, and he's just a better running back overall.
Yeah, but
he's got better weapons at wide receiver to take pressure off of him. Like at least Jamar Chase is getting doubled, if not triple. We've seen Jamar Chase be triple teamed before. If you're triple teaming Jamar Chase and T. Higgins is over there, they got to do something for him. Chase Brown is just by himself doing whatever, and that's what happens. That's why Chase Brown is certainly a stronger pick than Amarion Hampton.
No.
Tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, your argument is that Chase Brown is going to be the beneficiary of everybody else being covered up and stuff like that. And I believe that Amarion Hampton, they're going to run 2 tight end sets all the time, and they're going to run the shit out of the ball. He had 35 catches last year, and he only started 6 games. I mean,
which situation is better?
Which situation is better?
Being the Bengals running back or the Chargers running back?
You could sit here and say,
the Chargers have a great offensive line.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad situation.
Right.
They're both good situations.
I mean, in like a vague
top 10.
In a very like basic way, the Bengals have a better fantasy situation because they fucking.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But I think, but when you have an offense that is well more designed around their running back, you
don't know that
in the Chargers. Your game for Chase Brown is dump it off when nobody else is open,
which happens 60 times a year.
You're right. No, you're right.
He's going to double the amount of targets that Amarion Hampton gets.
He had 88 targets last year to Amarion Hampton's 35, but Amarion Hampton was injured last year.
Sure, but I'm saying this year he'll have at least double.
Chase started 17 games last year, and Hampton started 6 games last year, and Hampton still had 35 catches. So Hampton getting over 50 catches.
He's not going to get over 50 catches.
He had 35 in 6 games started.
Keaton Mitchell is going to be the receiving back for the Chargers.
I don't know why you would do that if you have a freak of nature who can fucking...
Because Keaton Mitchell is a Devin Achane clone, and Mike McDaniels just had Devin Achane, and Mike McDaniels begged the GM to get Keaton Mitchell. I mean, those are all pretty clear reasons.
Yeah, I mean, Mike McDaniels also used the shit out of a bunch of running backs at his time. He just had more success last year with Achane, right?
always has a receiving back and a back that's not the receiving back. That's like his offense. That's what he does.
But Omarion Hampton is not a non-receiving back.
Yeah, but coming down to it, Nick, if you're gonna say that they're that close, so the deciding factor is going to be that Chase Brown has been a fantasy top 10 fantasy running back for 2 straight years. Yeah,
but that's got to be something. That's got to mean something.
That's fine.
Without Joe Burrow for most of that time too. He's way better with Joe Burrow, and now you'll have him. Hopefully, he'll be healthy. If we're going to bet on the health of the Chargers offensive line, then we also have to bet on the health of Joe Burrow. That's a fair trade off.
Yep.
So I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying is I think
who has a higher ceiling?
Chase Brown.
No.
There's nobody. Name the Bengals' backup running back. You should be able to name this because he's on our fantasy team.
Piron.
Yeah. But he doesn't get in. Like Chase Brown gets 80% of the opportunities in that backfield. Omarion Hampton's not getting 80% of the opportunities in that backfield.
Because you fell in love with Keaton Mitchell.
You love Keaton Mitchell too. Come on, don't give me that.
No, I did like Keaton Mitchell, and he backed up Derrick Henry.
You've given up on him now?
No, but just like, I mean, he backed up Derrick Henry and didn't get any tick into that situation. And Omarion Hampton was drafted
10.6 yards per touch.
Yeah.
That was a beast.
You trying to say he's the next Blake Corum or something?
The next Blake Corum. Blake Corum wishes he was Keaton Mitchell. Blake Corum has dreams that he's Keaton Mitchell. Wakes up in his jersey.
Yeah, but Keaton Mitchell only had 13% of the run share last year.
Yeah, because it was Derrick Henry.
Okay. Yeah, but we're also talking. But his thing is he can't catch the ball either. So you're saying that the receiving back is going to be Keaton Mitchell.
Yes,
but he wasn't really the receiving back with Derrick Henry there.
Who said he can't catch the ball? Who said that?
Well, he wasn't saying he can't catch the ball as the receiving back.
The Ravens had other guys that they wanted to use, and like the Ravens.
Justice Hill was the other guy that they had.
He had 12 targets last year, dude. Come on.
He was the third running back coming back off of 2 major knee surgeries.
And now you think he's going to come in and just take Omarion Hampton's spot?
Omarion Hampton doesn't. He's not taking. Omarion Hampton played 6 games last year. The spot.
And his spot is the early
down back. His spot is the early down back.
He had 35 catches.
You think that Mike McDaniels did all of that work to get Keaton Mitchell there to not use him?
All what work, dude? How many people were on the phone trying to get Keaton Mitchell?
I think plenty. He's the most explosive running back in the NFL.
Oh, my God.
Coming off knee injuries, though.
No, he's not. Last year, he ended the year healthy. He's not coming off knee injuries this year. That's what I'm saying. That's a difference. That's another difference that I think matters. I think that the not getting a lot of carries and stuff, that was because he was coming off knee surgeries. Now he's not. He finished the season healthy.
Same.
And Mike McDaniels.
Well, I agree with you over the Chase Brown thing. Chase Brown's definitely, yeah.
It's you use an explosive guy like that in situationals, and you get him in situations where he can make plays, but you don't run the offense through him. You run an offense through a guy like Omarion Hampton.
Nobody said that. But you don't run the offense through either one of them.
Omarion
Hampton at this point, Omarion Hampton is an injury-prone running back. You don't run an offense through an injury-prone running back.
Oh my God! How is he? Keaton Mitchell's an injury-prone running back.
Yeah, so you can't run it through either of them. That's all. I'm not saying Keaton Mitchell's going to take over or be the number 1 back. I'm saying Keaton Mitchell's getting 150 touches.
I know your thoughts on what injury-prone means, and you can't just use it when you want to use it. You're the same person that says, like, I can't sit here and name some random person that he's going to get a injury, because the likelihood of him getting an injury and this person getting injury is the same fucking thing.
Yeah, so that means you can't run the offense through either one of them. You have to split it.
He's going to have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL this year.
Sure, the Chargers are so good at coming into the league
top tier, like that, and then one of the best offensive lines in the league.
All right, that was a perfect ending. Any last takes? Because we're at an hour and 20. Producer Reek's have to cut the shit out of this.
LBJ, baby. LeBron is a Sixer. Still feels like a dream.
I know, right?
10, 9, 8, 76ers. All right, everybody.
Bell, baby.
If you're still paying attention, you are a sicko, and we love you. Visit fsconcierge.com. Your league needs us. Your league sucks. Your people are complaining You're a bad commissioner. We will help you. Just focus on your team. Let us do the rest. We can make up rules. We got prizes. We got everything. Check us out on all the socials, YouTube. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts. The notes will not be distributed, and the league office is now closed.
Thanks for stopping by. Visit fsconcierge.com.